Hunter with last year's first-round pick, wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. Jags head coach Liam Cohen spoke on the pairing.
I think just adds another layer for the defense, right? For them to have to defend against or not maybe be able to double team one side of the field or lean a safety which way, and to be able to have this opportunity now to, continue to add to that room, because that room this week I thought did a great job, and this just only adds to the competitiveness in that room as well as to the team, because it's going to be multiple positions here. So
Sound courtesy of Jaguars.com. It's 77 degrees at 9:58. Time in temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter, wide receiver, defensive back from Colorado.
Adding people who are intangibly rich. And Travis, in fact, as a player, is rare.
Intercepted! Wow! Travis Hunter! Unbelievable! Hunter just plucks it out of the air!
Are you kidding me right now? That was wide open from the booth. 100 times out of 100, and out of nowhere, Hunter comes off of his route and dives for the interception.
In the end zone. Contact.
What a catch! A miraculous, implausible, impossible catch by 12.
First down. Jefferson gets away from one. And superhuman pick from Travis Hunter. Put the cape on him already.
Up top into the end zone. Caught. How did he make that one? Guns it. Sanders in a pocket. Oh, what a catch! Travis Hunter. Give him the Heisman now. Stewart gets out of dark, complete to Hunter. On the move, showing him his shoe bottoms. Buffaloes crib it. Touchdown.
Second down screen. It's Hunter. He wanted the ball, and that's why. Look out.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Jacksonville, Travis Hunter, and F them picks, because that's the road we're on right now, baby. Right. Good morning, everybody. It is a new era, a bold new era in Jacksonville, Florida, as the Jaguars make a move that had been, there were some rumors out there, some buzz about it. James Gladstone said this has been in the tank for about 2 weeks now, right? And final details maybe getting ironed out, but the Jacksonville Jaguars did not sit back, wait for Ashton Jeanty, which a lot of people at this point would have been very happy with. Instead, they made the move up to get the guy that I think is the best player, and some might argue the best two players in the NFL draft. So good morning, Tony. I think we were conditioned throughout the day to hear the Jaguars were going to be bold. They might make this move. They were trying to make this move, but by the time it happened, we weren't surprised. But overall, what was your instant reaction to what they gave up and what they acquired?
In the moment, it was like they're giving what? And then as I got through the night, I was more and more and more and more and more on board with it. I am so on board with them being as bold as they were last night to go get the best player in the draft when they were in position to get what? I love Jeanty, but he wouldn't do this, right? Like, it's not the same energy. It's not the same excitement. It's not the same, hey, my guys said they'd be bold, and we are, right? Like, their whole identity is we are going, if we see something we want, that's ours now. Right, and for the front office to have that kind of energy, that kind of personality the first time they're on this kind of stage, I could not be more excited about the move.
I don't know if we can know what the excitement level would have been for Jeanty. I think it would have been high, but it doesn't really matter now. No. He's not our guy, Tom. Yep. I felt much like Tony. Initial sticker shock. Like, this is why I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't think this was high on the priority list. When we did our top 5 options a few weeks ago, mine was trade up for Travis Hunter, but only to 4. I wasn't willing to put that kind of draft capital out there. The 36th pick, you don't have a pick until 70 tonight. The first rounder next year. Now, they improved their 4th rounder by 22 selections, added a 6th round pick, so they got a little bit on the back end. But I'm more like Tony now. The more I look at it, James Gladstone's like, yeah, I came from the FDM Picks organization. I am uniquely qualified to navigate these waters.
Yeah, to the fans, don't be scared.
Don't be scared. You know what? And it almost like a kind of like with Tony, Tom, a switch flipped in my head. Like, all right, you know what? You can be scared if you want to, but this is the direction the franchise has taken. We wanted new. We wanted different. We wanted bold. We wanted innovative. They delivered that. Time will tell if it was the right move, but what is your initial reaction?
Well, see, I'm kind of not I'm on board because I think it's great. He is the best player in the draft. So I'm okay with that. Or I'm good with that. I was really jacked last night. Like, when I was at Strings at Jack's Beach, place erupted. I mean, the energy was just through when the trade happened, the people went crazy. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is what I've missed this. You know, like it feels like, oh man, like we're in a playoff.
We got some juice.
Yeah, we got some juice going. And then the pick came in, and then everyone just went absolutely insane. And I was like, wow, that's a ballsy move, man. That took a lot of guts, a lot of stones. You are giving up a lot. But then when I woke up this morning, I still feel good about it. But you better be right, man, and you better win. You know, if you don't win, it's not going to matter as much. I don't care how many Pro Bowls a kid makes. I like that he's going to be exciting. I like that he's going to be awesome. I like that he's going to be paired with Brian Thomas Jr. I don't sit here, and I know not everybody feels this way, but a lot of people online, they're like, oh, man, we're a contender. This kid makes us a contender. I don't believe that. I think he's a very good player. I think he's going to be an exciting player. I'm excited he's here, but we still got a lot of work to do.
Well, being a contender and an AFC South contender are not necessarily the same thing. They may not be ready to be a contender for the highest level of war, for the end game with the Philadelphia Eagles. Contender? Well, to make the playoffs in this division, I absolutely think they can be. Now, the work's not done.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't know what's followed up.
They came into the day yesterday, I think, with 59 guys on the roster.
Right.
That is nothing.
Nothing, right.
Right? So they're going to add, 9 more guys in the draft?
9 picks.
Or whatever they end up with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As many as they can, undrafted, free agent priority type guys.
Sully was saying they may sign 20 guys in undrafted free agents.
Right. And then you do that, and then maybe circle back to the veteran room. Now that you know the pieces you have in place, maybe they'll circle back. So who knows? The job's
the full picture.
Not complete,
right.
Obviously. I want to get to a couple of national reactions on this quickly. Sure. And today, by the way, folks, we definitely invite your feedback, right? It's 641-1010 on the phone lines, the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, YouTube virtual studio chat. Social media will give out all those handles in a minute. We are going to have D-Rock back because he requested kind of to become. What about tomorrow? Sure, why not? 3 days in a row with D-Rock. Who doesn't love D-Rock, right? So he's going to join us later in the hour. But we're going to get to a couple of reactions. Greg Rosenthal, who we had on from NFL.com, Tony, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, whatever, along the way, put out a tweet last night. Travis Hunter can absolutely be the face of the league even without playing quarterback. The face of the National Football League. When have the Jaguars had anything approaching the face of the National Football League? Now, again, winning games. You're going to have to win. You're going to have to be successful, win games. If you're a 3-14 team, you're not the face of anything, right? But we got a guy, Tom, who actually sounded enthusiastic last night. Like, this is where I wanted to go.
Yeah, that's great.
You know what? Even if it wasn't if he had a priority list, maybe Jacksonville wasn't at the top. He's smart enough to know that I'm going back home to the Southeast, and I'm going to embrace this fan base, this organization, and they're going to embrace the hell out of
him. Essentially with Kay Adams being like, I had a feeling the night before I was looking at houses.
On Zillow or something.
On Zillow, right. Right, and he said, no, they didn't talk to me. Just had a feeling.
Yeah.
So he followed it.
Yeah.
Dylan pointed out, how much he gets along with teammates and things like this. Yep. When he was being interviewed, and the Saints came on the clock. Now, I was on the air, so I didn't see this. He was being interviewed. Saints come on the clock. He's paused the interview, said, excuse me. Yeah. Wanted to watch to see if Shador went to the Saints because he cares about. You know what I mean? Like so, it just even like, in that moment,
he had a real reaction to it. Like he looked over. He was like, 1 sec. He looked over the TV. It wasn't Sanders, and you kind of watch him go,
yeah,
right. Like he felt for his guy.
Yeah, for sure. No, he's got it. From what they say, he's got everything you want. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be exciting.
All right, let me play this clip here. Dylan was able to find this last night. I got off the air at midnight last night, right? So I'm settling in about 12:30. I turn on SportsCenter. I'm listening for some reaction, and around 1 a.m., I don't even know who the guy was that Louis Riddick was talking to on SportsCenter. Okay, but he was asked, about your reaction to the move the Jags made. Is he a good fit with the Jacksonville Jaguars? This is a lengthy answer, but I think it's worth listening to if you want to get hyped up. This is what Louis Riddick of ESPN had to say.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Look, Mel Kiper said it best. You're getting a 2-for-1. You're getting two players in one. So that's where Gladstone is talking about the fact that this is a guy who can alter the game of football, the game of professional football itself, because he's a guy who we've never seen anyone like him come into the league before in terms of being a guy who could legitimately probably handle playing 100-plus snaps a game for 17 weeks. Now, I don't know if that'd be the smart thing to do, but he could handle it. He's one of the most conditioned athletes on earth. He has some of the most rare skills that I have ever seen on a football field. And I've seen a lot of great players going back to the days when I was a kid hanging out in Buffalo and Green Bay up here with my cousins who were playing pro football at the time. He is a true unicorn, a unique one-of-one type of player. Was it worth it for them to go get him? Absolutely, I believe it is, especially if he can give them the return on investment that they think he's going to give them. Do I like the fit? Travis Hunter can fit on any football team. It don't matter what team. All 32 teams, yeah, Travis Hunter fits. He fits because he's instantly going to be probably one of your best 2 or 3 players on the football field. He's one of the best 2 or 3 athletes walking the face of the earth here in the United States. He's just that good. And I know that sounds like hyperbole on a night where we're celebrating a lot of great athletes, but it's truth. It's fact. And you'll see that this fall when he gets on the field.
I mean, this guy was preaching to me. It struck like one of the 2 or 3 best athletes walking around in the United States of America right now. You can certainly make the argument. We know the history of what he's done. But when he says that and he goes, I know it sounds like hyperbole, but it's fact. And basically, wait and see. Louis Riddick is a guy,
I
Tony,
like Louis.
throughout the site, a lot of people would bring his name. Why don't we interview Louis Riddick to be our GM?
I like him a lot.
And so, put it this way, if you had, you might have gotten this move as well, you know?
Could he have been as bold as
I don't know, and that's the thing he said. He said that's what surprised him the most, the boldness of a first-time GM having the Stones, the Gladstones, to make that thing happen.
That's what made it so exciting for me initially. It's like, man, that's I like that move.
Somebody,
welcome to town.
Our friend Dom sent me some tweets in support of this last night, and that's what he calls them, Glad, and then all caps Stones, Gladstones.
Yeah.
He had them, and we'll find out if it's worth it. Why don't we take a break now, because we got a lot of reaction we want to get to today on the program. Got a lot still to do, a lot of work to do tonight. Our Chad and Sandy real estate question today was going to be your 4-player wish list for the 36th pick. It's not going to be that anymore. It's just who is the one player you'd most like the Jaguars to draft tonight in rounds 2 or 3. Now, at the moment, they have 70 and 88. They could package some picks up. They have, 3 6th-rounders, a couple of 4th-rounders. Yeah. So they can move up.
The 4th-rounders are high, I think, in the
now they are both high. Yeah, because they went from 126 to 104. They already had 107. So they're in the top 10 of the 4th round, each of those.
Yeah.
So those are good.
Good package, maybe.
36, we'll miss you, whoever you turn out to be. I had the exact player, and he's been mentioned by several people already this morning. Tony and I both like him. I know the exact player that I hope they get at 70. Wouldn't have been the case had they still had 36, because they could have built it differently. But now without having that, this is the guy for me that's got the big target on his back. We'll get to that later. We want to hear your reaction at 641-1010. Good morning, Dylan Denmark. How are you?
What up? What up?
Did you avoid an accident on the roadways?
People don't know how to drive, bro.
You're good, though, right? Everything good?
I'm here. My car's still here. I can drive today and this weekend.
What time does your work week end?
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, you're
done.
At
the radio station,
You have nothing tonight?
Oh, no, I got a track meet as soon as we get done.
A track meet as soon as you get done. So your work week ends when? 4 o'clock today?
Hopefully by 8. I would be ecstatic if the track meet's over by 8 o'clock.
Wow, all right. Well,
Applebee's at 9, baby.
There you go. Applebee's
in Gainesville.
On a date night. Dylan's been working hard this week, done an excellent job with the guest list. We've been crushing it. He has been able to secure the services of ESPN's Mike DeRocco on consecutive days. Might we make it 3 in a row? We'll go to you first, the listeners, the Jaguars Today listeners, the Jaguar fans out there. Your honest reaction. You don't have to be on board. You can be, whatever it is, all right? We're going to take you in the order you come in. We're not going to screen to say, are you pro, you con, whatever the case may be. I do have a poll out there on Twitter. You can weigh in on that. But the question of the day on social media is who's the one player you want to see tonight. Hit us up at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Duval.
Yeah, baby. Duval indeed. All right, we back. We back in hot pink is where we're back. I saw Hick wearing his hot pink this morning. Are we going to get a hot pink alternate Jaguar jersey at some point?
October.
Maybe, right? Some hot pink accents or something like that in there. You know, we're all on board the Travis Hunter train.
Marketing.
Hey, look, they're the marketing department.
Oh, they're going.
Are you
nuts.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Give them 2 more first rounders.
Yeah,
I mean, they couldn't have hit more of a home run.
No doubt.
Than with this guy.
It's going to be fun.
Tommy Mack is here. Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, Mike Dempsey here with you. Jaguars today. Welcome to Jacksonville, Travis Hunter. This is 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Taking the middle of your day to a whole new level.
Look, you guys, they're just all really cool kids. And if they were mine, I would be so proud.
XL Prime Time.
And I am proud just to even know them.
2 to 4 weekdays on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Anthony. Have you been charged with a crime? You don't have to face it alone. I'm here for you. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me. 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW in the 904.
Shania Twain.
Let's go, girl.
Live in Jacksonville. Shania Twain. 2 incredible shows. Daly's Place, July 29th. And Due to Demand, second show added July 30th. With special guest, Mackenzie Porter. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit ShaniaTwain.com.
Imagine enjoying the beautiful days of summer in North Florida, relaxing in your enclosed patio, free from bugs and debris. I'm Josh Molina, owner of River City Screens. We are your trusted local screen experts. We pride ourselves in our craftsmanship and our relationships, because with Florida's unpredictable weather, you want someone dependable and reliable to show up for you every time. New construction or repairs, call River City Screens, 904-923-3544.
License number SCC 131153483.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Plumbing problem? AC not blowing cool? Septic tank backing up? No need to call 3 different companies, just call Duck Duck Rooter. At Duck Duck Rooter, we do it all. Plumbing, septic, and air conditioning with expert technicians in each department. One company, one call, one easy bill. No hassle, no runaround, just fast professional service from highly skilled techs who know their stuff. Need help? Call 904-862-6769 today and let Duck Duck Rooter handle it all. DuckDuckRooter.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
Get to know the newest members of your home team with Draft Profiles.
Who is that guy?
Covered by River City Screens and Wicca Candle Bar.
He's our #1 draft pick.
The off-season rolls on with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Friendly competition meets great futures. It's the Birdies and Bounces Tournament presented by the Mackenzie Noel Wilson Foundation, Friday, May 9th at the Yards. Where else can a pickleball tournament, 15 holes of golf, food, fun, beverages, raffles, and great activities help a worthy organization like the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida, where 59 clubs serve nearly 6,000 youth daily. For tickets and team registration, email Charlie C. at bgcnf.org.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has branched off from on-road to off-road. Give us the latest on what they've got.
They have. They've got the 250 and the 450. Rick Carmichael designed these bikes himself, and they are bad to the bone.
So you're talking about a really cool effect from a bike off-road that Triumph had on-road forever.
It is, and it's out there winning races, and it is fun to ride.
Check it out, Cycles of Jacksonville, their showroom on Atlantic near Regency, or online on their Facebook page.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the first coast focused.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars today on 1010XL.
No, if I had my iPad, I'll show you. I actually went on Zillow last night.
What gave you that feeling?
I don't know. I don't know. I just had a feeling that Jacksonville was going to try to, come get me.
Did you find a house that you liked?
Did I find a house? No, I found a couple lakes, though.
My man's going to get a line in the water soon.
He wants a lake house, I think.
He wants a lake house, but he also wants he loves to fish.
Yeah,
and the people have asked him, and famously he said, about, are there enough hours in a day for you to study all you need to at the pro level to play both sides of the ball? He's like, man, I get up at 5 a.m. and fish all the time. I'm used to, that's what I do.
Got to have a lot of patience for fishing.
You do.
I like catching.
I fell asleep watching River Monsters last night. So you ever watch that show? I always fall asleep with the TV on. That's what I like to do. Anyway, we don't need to worry about that nonsense. Let's get to it. 641-1010. We've asked for your reaction. Phone lines are loaded. So if you're trying to get in, one falls off, makes room for one more. I'm going to stack the field. I didn't talk to any of these people. I don't know what they're going to say, but I'm going to guess that Byron in Gainesville is going to give us some positive energy right out of the gates because he usually does. Byron, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Duval!
All right, Byron, what are your thoughts?
Man, I'm going to say this real quick and get off of here. I want to shout out the Pocket, man, my main man, and good luck. I hope I might can get to that track meet up. I'm going to check around and see where it's at. But shout out to all the coaches, man, and the great thing they do. But real quick, guys, I love that hat he had on. It had Duval on it. So, hey, shout out to Duval, Florida. I'm fired up this morning. To me, he's like a Tim Tebow kind of player when he came. I'm going to be to practice as much as I can. I hope to see you guys there. I'm ready for spring practice. I'm excited. I can't say we're going to win or lose. That's for the gods to know, but I'm excited. Go Jacksonville!
Got it, baby. Byron, I hope if Byron meets up with you, Dylan, in Gainesville.
Santa Fe High School.
That would be phenomenal. Santa Fe High School, Byron. Get your butt over there.
I'll be there at 1:45.
I need a photo of Byron and Dylan together on social media by the end of the day. Dylan, you were saying to me earlier, you're like, I don't realize, my generation probably doesn't realize, even kids who aren't Jags fans or football fans, for some reason, they are drawn to Travis Hunter.
100%. Everybody, most kids, they don't care about watching sports, but most of the kids that play football know who Travis Hunter is and love Travis Hunter. And him coming here is going to have a big impact on kids watching and becoming Jags fans of the Jags now.
Look, man, it's not the primary reason why you got to draft a guy, but as a bonus along the way.
Effect, yeah.
I mean, BTJ, Travis Hunter. Now it's going to be the dynamic duo together. We've got, we hope, knock on wood, our modern Thunder and Lightning, come up with our own nickname for, you know what I mean? But that was one of the pillars of your great success in the 90s, Tom, having those two guys, right? Now we've got that on rookie deals for the next several years together. Man. So let's continue to build. Speed. Let's go to David in New Jersey. Next up on Jaguars Today. David, what's your reaction to what the Jags did last night?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I don't call much. I listen every day. Love you guys. Because I'm real Tommy Mac. I've been a Jags fan in New Jersey for a long time, and I don't know if y'all know about the fans. I almost cursed. I get a lot of flack for it, and let's just say I've been hella.
All right, hey, Dave, you're breaking up. I think the point is they're a little jealous of Jaguar fandom up there in the New Jersey area. That's what it sounded like. Sorry, the phone
couldn't really
kind of crapped out on us, man.
Good though.
Appreciate you checking in. Let's go to Jay on the west side. Jay, what is your reaction to what went down last night?
Man, I'm so excited. I'm more excited that he's happy to be here. You've seen his reaction. He was so ecstatic. Like he's ready to be here. He's ready to be a player. He's ready to be a teammate. And I'm just gonna say, like, he's gonna be a big boost and everything. Like our marketing, like we're gonna get so much primetime games. I think we are. Like he just boosts us up everything. I feel like this is a great pick. Be bold, don't flinch. That's the standard for this Jaguars new regime.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks for weighing in, Jay. Be bold. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the marketing side of this, like BTJ, I would think was right now the most beloved Jaguar, right? Because he's done nothing but excel in the one season he is here.
Right.
I think Travis Hunter might immediately slot in at the top for a lot of people. Just be a Heisman winner, two-way guy, unique guy. Your GM says he may alter the sport, may change the sport and the way we perceive what's capable out of players, Tom. I mean, that's a lot to put on a young guy, but if anyone's equipped to handle it, he's shown that he's probably the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, a full-time two-way player hasn't been done since, like, Chuck Bednarik, isn't it? Yeah, so it's been forever. So, yeah, that would be a change to the league for sure. So, how much? It sounds like he's going to start on offense with a little sprinkle on defense.
So what it sounds like.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, another weapon for Trev is a good thing, man, especially one that can go deep.
They did say they wanted to support Trevor Lawrence and making him as successful as possible is the most important thing for this franchise, Tony. You could have gone O-line. You could have gone Genty.
Yeah.
Would all been reasonable. And really, improving the defense, getting the ball back quicker, that helps Trevor Lawrence. But this is a guy that you can throw a little screen to and watch him go video game.
Yeah, I've only spent the last 6 weeks saying I think the highest priority for the team in the draft is at some point they got to address wide receiver too. Like, that was my highest priority for the football team in the draft, and I didn't think there was any chance that Hunter was realistically in play. They got the best wide receiver in the draft.
Yep.
But many think the best corner in the draft.
And a guy that can do more than just be the best wide receiver. Like, I think he would be worth it if he was just a wide receiver at 2. I don't think you make the trade from 5 to 2 to go get him. Right? I think it is the combination of everything that he can do is the reason he's talked about the way that he's talked about. So I don't think it would have been worth it if he was just a wide receiver to make that kind of move. But in the end, last night they made the move and got the best wideout in the draft, in a draft where I thought that was the highest priority going in.
The best playmaker in the draft, right? I mean, he'll need to become a more refined route runner, right? He can get by on a lot of athletic ability, right, at the college level. But
I want to see him, like, in-person run, because we're hearing, like, he's super duper 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 fast, and like when Calvin was here, we're like, holy cow, he's really fast. Brian Thomas Jr., like, holy cow, he's really fast. Like, how much faster can this kid be? Like, how much more explosive is he than Brian Thomas Jr.? And it doesn't matter, because now you got him on both sides, plus Diami Brown, who can run. I mean, that's a lot of speed.
And it's not just 40 time, right? It's it's quickness in and out of breaks, and it is that you see some of those highlights of him plucking the ball out of the air. He's got incredible.
These guys go through everything they go through in the process. That's how someone, I think it may have been on Bussin' with the Boys, they asked him, what do you think your highest attribute on Madden will be? Which is a weird kind of question, but he said agility.
Yeah, he did.
That makes sense.
Right, that was his answer.
Yeah. All right, more to the phone lines we go, 641-1010. John in St. Johns County. John, thanks for the call. What's your reaction to what the Jags did last night?
Mike, Tony, Tommy, Dylan, boys, how y'all doing?
Excellent.
Listen, I got to tell y'all this real quick. I have been tuned in for the last 2.5 weeks to 1010, all day at work. And y'all have had me switching sides every day between offensive linemen and Jesse. And every day I hear this ad spot. I think it's RJ, the spot where it comes on in between commercials where he's talking about how great of an addition Travis Hunter will be to the team.
Yes.
And every day I sit there and think, why did they keep playing this doggone spot? Because there's no way we're getting this guy. We got lucky one time we got Josh Allen to slide to us, and I'm like, it ain't happening. It's like 10-10 knew the whole time
Nope.
that we were getting.
Guarantee you we didn't, brother.
Yeah.
We're trying to cover our bases, John, but it was a happy accident.
Hey, I'm so excited. I was jumping up and down with my wife last night, and I'm just going to tell y'all this. I'm changing the way I do ball.
All right. John, we appreciate you, brother. Enjoy your day in Duval, in St. Johns County in your case. This one from Doom is a good point.
Yeah.
He goes, the fact that Travis Hunter did a lot of this two-way playing, however many snaps a game, at a mile above sea level in Colorado.
Yeah, his conditioning.
Your conditioning has to be, just crazy.
Yeah.
So, Doom with a rare good point right
I needed
there.
the oxygen.
Let's go to Matt and Callahan for some reaction. Matt, how do you feel about what the Jags did last night?
Good. How y'all doing this morning?
Excellent, man.
I'm loving it. I might actually go to a practice now. Can you imagine watching BTJ and him lining up when they do offense and defense, and just how much better that's going to make our secondary and our whole special group just going to improve with this dude. Never thought I'd say it about a 21-year-old kid, but he's about to flip the script on what we're doing in Jacksonville. Everybody's excited. I'm excited. I'm going to ride with the other dude with the Duval.
Thank you, Matt.
They sound just like him, too.
And they really
I mean, it's like spot, not that you can miss it.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right. We'll get a couple more here before we hit the break. We'll get D-Rock on the other side. Somebody, I forget who tweeted it out. It might have been a reply to one of mine or just something else I was reading this morning. They're like, imagine 2028, new stadium. Both of these guys on the end of their rookie deal still. Trevor Lawrence in year 8, which is, and they compared it to, that's basically where Baker Mayfield is now, and look at him now, and everything that's going on. I mean, we're looking at the bright side of it. Mm-hmm. They could also win 3 games this year. We don't know, right?
Yeah.
But at least there's that hope now that we're going to have this sparkling palace, and we've got some must-see entertainment that's going to be taking place inside of it.
Yeah, that kind of move last night is not the move that a team that thinks they might only win 3 makes.
Right, and I'm just saying.
Like, they might be wrong about their own assessment of what's going to happen, but they're not worried about that.
Yeah, they think they're closer than maybe we think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let us get Daniel on the south side next on Jaguars Today. Daniel, how do you feel about what the Jags did?
It is awesome, and you guys just took the words right out of my mouth. It's the total difference from 2 years ago when we had something like 13 picks, and we thought we were pretty close. You didn't really need that many picks. You needed quality guys. This is the opposite. It's going to be less picks, but hopefully better guys, and hopefully this is the start of that.
Amen to that, man. I mean, and again, to go back to what James Gladstone said, among the many things that I'm uniquely qualified to deal with that type situation, having been through it in Los Angeles. So we hope he's right,
Got to be right.
We hope he's
With
right.
a bold statement like that, you better be bold out there on the field and
But
win.
you know what, Tom, in life, right, how many times you hear people, oh, man, I had that first opportunity and I played it safe because I didn't want, I didn't want to blow it. And if I had my way, I'd go back and I'd do it my way. Well, they're doing it their way, and this is Gladstone, this is Cohen as well, Baselli, the trio of them coming together. And by the way, we made a lot of talk about or mentioned this, Tony, when Todd Bowles went to the owners' meetings and he said, I will draft an offensive star over a defensive need anytime because in today's game, you have to have them or you can't compete.
Right.
And what did the Bucks do? They went and got Emeka Ibuka when they still Godwin's coming off the injury, but they have Evans. They had Jalen McMillan, who was only a rookie last year. And we wonder, is that going to be – well, the Jags got one of each, hopefully, right? Offensive and defensive. But, that is, Tom, if you can't match points with somebody, Bowles feels he can scheme it up.
You got to have playmakers. There's no doubt about it. And then you just got to have protection. So hopefully they – have that.
Let's get Mac in Delaware next on Jaguars Today. Mac, what do you think about what the Jags did?
I think it's a lovely day, man. I'm telling you. Hey, I think it's great, but we got to do more. We got to get a little bit more. I mean, I love Travis Hunter. I followed him while he was in college a little bit. But hey, I think it was a great move. And hey, this is the first time I'm gonna say this on the radio. Duval.
We got Mac in Delaware breaking out his first radio Duval right there. All right, Mac, we appreciate it, buddy. We will take a time out here. If you're on the line, We'll get to you as quickly as we can. We want to get a few minutes in with Mike DeRocco, get his reaction, and we'll get right back to yours as well. So have a little patience, and we'll go through as many calls as we can today. How do you feel about Travis Hunter and the Jacksonville Jaguars move to go up and get him, what they gave up, the kind of guy you're getting, his reaction to being selected here in Duval, all that and more on the way. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Food Sandwiches Subs, a Duval original. The Dandy Company been around for about 70 years now. The Thompson family started them, that many decades ago. And all they do is continue to up their level of excellence. They don't settle for good enough. They just want the absolute best. That's why they go for the highest quality ingredients, locally sourced as often as possible to give you the best variety of on-the-go food. Swing into a Gate station, check out the full line of sandwiches and subs, breakfast menu, complete breakfast menu, everything you can imagine, from peppered fried eggs and bacon and pancakes and French toast. They've got all kinds of stuff. Easy on-the-go protein packs, fruit cups, veggie trays, gourmet salads, light lunchtime wraps, just about anything you can imagine for convenience of eating on the go to fill you up and not weigh you down. Dandy's got it for you. If you're a guy who likes getting up at 5 a.m. to go fish, pack a Dandy. Do what I do, folks. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. The race is on.
3 wide and 2.
This Sunday at Talladega.
Talladega Super Speedway.
Can you believe this?
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010XL.
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists, and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
Hey, I've got that craving again. How about some Mr. Chubby's wings?
Have you had the Chubby style wings? Grilled to perfection with Chubby's secret seasoning.
You know I have. They are so delicious. I swear you can't find anywhere in town with better wings and better prices on drinks.
So many different specials each night, too. Well, I'm ready to chub it up again.
Me too.
See all their specials at MrChubby'sWings.com. Locations on Fleming Island, the West Side, and now Ponte Vedra Beach. Mr. Chubby's Wings. Before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated 5-Star Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Mia O'Brien
is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Catch me weekdays from noon to 2 on Helmets and Heels.
And she could run later this year even, and I would vote for her.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota on 1010XL.
Cool boats, hot prices at the Jacksonville Spring Boat Show, April 25th, 26th, and 27th at Metropolitan Park. Fishing seminars, kids events, and more. Presented by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside. Tickets and info at boatjacks.com. That's boatjacks.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight, but it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to tell you guys about Lift Power. Lift Power, a Jacksonville-based business, been around for more than 50 years, family-owned and operated, and always on the lookout for good folks, experienced lift, truck, and dock-and-door technicians. The benefits out of this world: 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. Offers so great. Come see why Lift Power has been voted one of the best places to work for the past several years as well. We want you to be a part of the family. Don't let this opportunity slip by. To learn more, all you got to do is go to liftpower.com. Check them out at liftpower.com.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, more Jaguars today on 1010XL.
McManus doesn't know what to do with this right here. You guys cover this one? No, you don't do Spandau Ballet. Yeah, I love this song. So the D-Rock, walk up
Great
music.
song.
Mike DiRocco is family. He's a co-host of this show during football season, certainly, but as in a guest role, I don't know if we've ever had anybody on 3 consecutive days, Tony, almost by request from D-Rock yesterday. Here he is once again. Mike DiRocco, how are you?
The grade was good enough.
Yeah, what's up?
You guys can just write it down. Moving up to get Travis Hunter still ranks as the second most epic move in Jaguars draft history, to me being on 3 straight days.
Second to you being on 3 straight days. All right, I was going to say, there was nowhere else for you to go with that. In all seriousness, Mike, I mean, they gave up a lot, right? We were just talking on the breaks. Like, there's no telling what pick 5, 36, and next year's first rounder could have meant to the Jags, but they did what they did. They were bold. And, Mike, your guys at ESPN and basically everywhere are universally praising this move. What was your reaction to it?
Well, not a surprise. Let me rephrase that. Surprised that it got done, but not a surprise that they wanted to make the move, because James Gladstone's been pretty upfront with us since he's gotten here. Like, hey, when we have a chance to be bold, we are not going to shy away from it. And it would have been pretty hard to be any more bold than they were last night. So I like the move. Obviously, like you said, you can't tell, what those picks are going to turn into and what they could have used them for. But, F them picks, right? I mean,
F them picks, baby.
That's the kind of way he operates. And it worked for the Rams, and let's see if it works here. Now, I was one of before it all happened and we were discussing, I definitely would have given up, I think, a 2026 first as part of the package. I know a lot of people wouldn't. But again, if you're operating under the FM picks philosophy, then it made sense.
That was kind of the headline out of the Gladstone press conference last night. What else did you take away from what he had to say about the player and the process?
Well, to me, I thought the most interesting thing was him going, there are guys that transform the game, and then there are guys that transform franchise, and then there are guys that transform the sport, and Travis Hunter is one of them. And I'm like, way to ratchet up the pressure on the kid.
Yes.
I mean, we haven't even, he hasn't even gotten out of Green Bay yet, and this kid is like going to transform the sport. Whoa, slow down there. I mean, I get it. They were excited about that. I did like the fact that they had already clearly discussed a plan for what they're going to do with him, and have not just like, hey, me and the defensive coordinator, if Liam Cohen's going, me and the defense coordinator in the room going, okay, he's going to play this and this and this. But, they got the training staff, the nutrition staff, equipment staff, everybody kind of involved in that plan. So they have really thought this through and are ready to go with it. And, I give them a lot of credit for being prepared, ahead of time. And look, 2 weeks, this has been in the works for 2 weeks, and the parameters of the deal were done. I mean, maybe even last week. They're not 100% sure. When I asked James Gladstone when the deal was finally like, okay, handshake, when it's number 2 on the clock, we'll go ahead and announce it. He couldn't remember exactly when the deal was done. So, that was two of the most interesting things that I got out of that press conference last night.
D-Rock, great to talk to you, man. Do you think we'll ever get with Travis Hunter where he's truly a two-way player? Not obviously in year one, but eventually you think he could really be a full-time, receiver and then flip it right around and play DB? You think that's really in the works and in the strategy down the road?
Yeah. How are we determining full-time? And I know that sounds stupid to say, but even a lot of, Brian Thomas Jr. doesn't really play 100% of the snaps. You know what I mean? There's always some guys off there. Now, I would consider him a full-time player on offense, no matter the number of snaps he's going to play there. I don't know about playing on defense. I mean, he did make a point that it's slower. The pace of the game is a little slower in the NFL than it is in college. You don't have offenses going 150 miles an hour every single play. So that will help him. But, man, I just think, playing every snap on offense and every snap on defense on a regular basis, I don't know if it's physically possible. I mean, you played the game, man. Remember what you felt like on the day after the game? Could you double those snaps, and how would you think you would have felt? I mean, you wouldn't have been able to probably crawl out of bed, I would guess. No one would.
Well, I wasn't quite.
And I know it's a different, I know it's a different position.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, he still will take a physical pounding, but he is an athletic specimen without question.
I think he's going to make a lot of people miss.
Right. And anybody can get hurt on any play. But in terms of just
That's a good point.
The wear and tear aspect, I mean, he has been playing that many snaps.
Yeah.
And as Doom pointed out, at altitude, Mike, at a mile above sea level, which is going to help him. NFL, I just Googled it, about 120 to 130 snaps in an NFL game on average. Can he get to the point where he's playing 100? Louis Riddick said he thinks he can do it. Now, whether it's wise to do that, we'll find out. So, D-Rock, what do you think the priorities are for tonight?
Well, probably trading will be their number one thing. I wonder if they're going to package some of the extra picks that they have and, some stuff next year that they've got to maybe move back into the second round. But interior offensive line, for me, the interior defensive line, and probably are the two bigger priorities at this point going into tonight. Obviously don't need to look at a receiver at this point. Maybe still corner, depending on how. Well, not today, but I do think corner might be a need still. Jordan Lewis isn't going to play for 10 more years.
No, but I mean, we still have Jarian, Monteric's here. DeAndre Prince is only in his second year, and Tyson.
Well, but we don't know what those guys feel about all those guys.
True, but I mean,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
But I do expect today and tomorrow, interior offensive line, interior defensive line, definitely safety. To kind of hit the three major needs, and then we'll see, depending on how their board falls. But I wouldn't be surprised if they trade back into the second round tonight.
All right, what are you doing tonight in terms of today? What do you have coming up today and tonight and the weekend in terms of coverage?
Drinking a lot of coffee first, But we have Travis Hunter press conference at 2, so I'll be there covering that and writing about the Unicorns' arrival here in Jacksonville. And then, obviously just playing a little bit of a waiting game to see how they approach the second and third rounds, whether they trade back in or not, and then just continuing pick-by-pick analysis. And then Saturday will be once we get through all the picks, it'll be the evaluation of the draft and wrapping it up. And, it might be a story on James Gladstone and how he operated and, the new era in Jacksonville drafting. I mean, I think more so than anything else, we talk about the player and Travis Hunter and all that stuff. But last night's move said one thing to me, too. It was, hey, we're not screwing around anymore here in Jacksonville. This is not the same Jaguars you guys have seen for the last 15, 20 years. This is going to be different, and you guys better be ready for us. And I think that was a fantastic message to send not only to the rest of the league, but certainly to the fan base, because they cannot be more jacked up than they are right now.
All right. And by the way, the Unicorn moniker belongs to you, D-Rock, after 3 consecutive appearances. All right. We'll come up with something else for Travis Hunter, but you are the Jaguars Today Unicorn. D-Rock, all the best, man. Let's go hit the link soon, all right?
Absolutely. If I'm on Monday, that would be 4 straight days, is just all I'm saying.
It would be. You're correct.
4 straight shows.
Tune in Monday and find out.
Look, if I'm going to set a record, it's going to be one that's not going to be broken.
Well, we will have a lot more draft picks to discuss on Monday, so keep your phone on. How about that?
There you go.
Fantastic.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man. There he goes. ESPN's Mike DeRocco. You find him at ESPN DeRocco out there on the X platform. Let's get a couple more calls in here, get the reaction to what happened last night with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We go to Steve in Melbourne. Steve, how do you feel about what the Jags did?
Oh, man, I love the trade. And I agree with Hacker's thought process. Hey, the division's really winnable. That pick could be in the 20s, so then it becomes, hey, we won the trade. Somebody needs to tell or let Travis know, hey, find the resident fisherman on the team, which is Logan Cook. He made a new friend. And I'm just super excited, but I wanted to get your thoughts on this question. Liam, offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay last year, had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. McMillan showed some promise. But he comes to Jags. He has his own version, mind you, different version of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin right now. And I just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're one-to-one comparisons on the type of players they are, but in the sense that he has his 2 alphas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. I feel like had they gone the Tet McMillan route, I could have seen that comparison. I'm not saying that was the preferred route. I'm just saying in terms of style of player.
Yeah.
He's more the Mike Evans than either one of BTJ or Travis Hunter to me, anyway.
Yeah, listen, I mean, and nobody is because they are excited with Travis, but you just can't forget Brian Thomas Jr.'s an awesome player.
He's still
really
right.
Explosive and brings a lot of fireworks to the table, man.
Fantasy isn't everything, right? But Brian Thomas Jr. has consistently been about the 10th pick this year so far in fantasy drafts, right? Huge things are expected from him. Now he's got a running mate to go along with him that's going to draw a lot of attention from defenses that is going to help them both, right?
Absolutely. You can't double both of them.
You can't. Well,
and if you do, you can, but now we got some
then maybe we can finally run the ball. I don't know.
Exactly.
We'll see. Travis Etienne, so far, if you had to do instant analysis, Travis Etienne's the big winner for the Jags, right? Because he avoided the Ashton Genty pick. And Jarian Jones has to be the loser if there is one at the moment, just because he got some second overall pick competition for his reps on the football field. All right, Steve, we appreciate it. Our man Darren checking in next. Darren, how do you feel about what the Jags pulled off last night?
Yeah, I think we have to roll the tape from 3 Fridays ago from a visit with Mrs. Gladstone, if you remember correctly. Remember?
Refresh our memory. I don't know what you're talking about.
We talked about it. I told her I did some work for her.
Yes. Now
she was going to tell her to take Travis. Remember?
Yes, that is correct.
Right.
Darren is now
the scooper.
Darren's unicorn number 2.
There you go
on the program. I do.
I got a line for you. So we are no longer the Jaguars that are stockpiling picks. But we are building a great ecosystem, gentlemen.
Well, let's hope.
Go Duval!
Yeah, Duval. All right. Hey, look, man, we're all excited today. Hope it all works out, right? I know that the people who are detractors are probably going, sit back and wait and see all these picks. And that's fine, right? Yeah. I mean, that's legitimate. I mean, they did give up a lot. And somebody asked this. He said,
well, I'll react that way if it goes bad. I don't need to do that today. I'll do that when it goes bad. Right now, I'm not assuming it's going to go bad. No,
but let's say this. If they had not done the same package of picks and they, instead of taking Hunter and taking Abdul Carter, I would have been killing him today. Yeah. I mean, that would have made no sense to me. So there is just because it was a bold move, wouldn't necessarily automatically get me on board with it. In fact, at first, again, sticker shock, and then I'm kind of like Tony. By the morning, I'm like, wow, it's pretty good. Let me read you this from the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jacksonville and Cleveland are two similar franchises, both perennial basement dwellers looking to get better. If Jacksonville's trade for Travis Hunter is a spectacular move, was it a terrible move by Cleveland? We'll go. Time is the only thing that will tell on this. But if you want to judge it by the reaction of all the draft pundits out there and the Cleveland fan base and their reaction on it was they're shocked that Cleveland would take themselves out of position to get one of the two clearly premier players in this draft and take Mason Graham.
Today is a day in Cleveland of, why are the Browns going to hurt me every time they have a chance to hurt me? Like, that's what today in Cleveland is going to feel like. Now, maybe the extra first-round pick next year in a draft where a bunch of quarterbacks are expected to be available and good, maybe in the end it turns out to be to their advantage to get the extra first-round pick next year. Who knows how well it's going to play out? But today in Cleveland, I can't imagine much of the reaction being anything. But why do they always do this?
I think if they took Genty at 5,
it'd be different.
They would have been like, oh, my gosh, we got our guy. We replaced Nick Chubb. We're a franchise greatest players, Jim Brown. Let's try to bring back some of that glory.
At least
we
we got
quarterback,
Genty.
right? We can help whoever plays quarterback with this guy, and
they'd feel better about it, I bet, if there was Genty. The fan base up there.
I think they might have even been convinced themselves that, you know what, this is the better way to go. Got a 2,600-yard back. Is it clearly the top back in a loaded class? Who knows? Right. All right, one more before we hit the break. I know we're getting a little bit behind, but we want to prioritize you, the Jaguars today listeners. So, George and Mandarin. George, what is your reaction to what the Jags pulled off last night?
Oh, Mike, it was amazing. From when I texted you yesterday morning, talking about, would you give up this? I didn't know what we'd have to give up, but then it came to fruition. But let me tell you, I had to wait in line for 45 minutes, which I've never done. I was the first one in line. And when you walk into that lemon bar draft, and there's E.T. there talking to BTJ, and BTJ, by the way, is one of the coolest dudes you've ever been around. It's amazing with his stardom, the way he carries himself. But when we're all waiting and they say Cam Ward, when everybody was so loud, when they showed at the ticker that Jacksonville was number 2 with Armstead coming up, who, by the way, looked really good, and they announced him, and the people just went berserk. It was one of the greatest moments being a Jag in a long time. And just thank you for taking my call. 1, 2, 3.
All right, George. You don't need to count us down, George. We're right there with you, baby. But appreciate it. Glad you're happy. Somebody on the text line said Colin Cowherd. They called him Cowturd. Blasted the Jags last night, but what else is new? That guy's a smug know-it-all. Oh, he's talking about Cowherd. I thought that was about me because I get that a lot, too. I don't know. I mean, I'm just based on, like, Matt Miller, Pete Prisco, all the guys you follow for the draft online. Because I couldn't watch the coverage because I was on the air, and so I'm not. But everything I've read is Jags one of the big winners. You know, and it's funny. The Athletic put in their winners and losers column, number 1 winner, the Jags watchability. Right, like now, here's a team that people are going to be like, all right, let's see what this looks like with Travis Hunter and BTJ, or let's say BTJ and Travis Hunter. Give him his props. But all right, stay on the line if you're there. I promise you that's what we're prioritizing throughout the second hour of the program today is your calls at 641-1010. How do you feel about what the Jags did last night? And if you want to answer the Chad and Sandy real estate question today on Twitter, just tell us which one player you most hope the Jaguars land at some point tonight in rounds 2 or 3. Mike Dempsey, Tom McManus, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, This is Jaguars Today on 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. At 1010 XL, we're connected by a common bond.
We're all lemons. We look like everybody else, but what makes us different is our defect.
We're obsessed with sports.
You're absolutely right.
1010 XL.
It don't get no better than this.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hey guys, it's that time of year again. The home team is looking for new players on the field, and you're looking to get that old car or truck out of your driveway. I can help. This is John Johnson over at First Coast Recycling. We buy junk cars. Draft us to buy your old car or truck for fast cash. Just call 904-294-1659 for a quick and easy quote from First Coast Recyclers. Come on, let's take your driveway back.
Mia here. You know, people typically start and end their day by visiting their closet. So shouldn't that space feel calm, organized, like a little moment of luxury? That's why I chose Closets by Design. They specialize in custom solutions for every lifestyle and budget. Call them this week to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus another 15% off and free installation. Don't wait for mom to do it. Call now at 1-800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
The best game day parking in all of Duval is at Tailgaters Parking. Are you ready for some football? Tailgaters is just steps away on the east side of the stadium. Visit tailgatorsparking.com and secure your season parking pass today.
Need a fast casual option that's healthy, fresh, and delicious? Choose the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Gyros, salads, hummus, and more made completely fresh right as you order. Off 210 and St. John's Parkway. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent accidents and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. If you're going to buy an engagement ring, how much should you spend?
Frank, that's a question we hear a lot, and the guideline most often used is the equivalent of 2 months' salary. But I'll say this, the price you pay for a diamond is directly related to its beauty. If you want a big, cheap diamond, I'll guarantee you it's poor quality, and that's not what we carry at Underwoods. If you want a diamond of fine quality, cut to the right specifications for maximum beauty, not maximum weight, that's the kind of diamond we have at Underwoods. You see, when somebody's been married for a long time, they don't always remember what they paid for their engagement ring. They probably remember the sacrifice they made to pay for it. And when you consider that a diamond engagement ring will be worn every day for the rest of her life, most people will agree that a really fine quality diamond ought to be considered. That's what we specialize in at Underwoods and have since 1928.
That's Underwoods in San Marco, in Avondale, the Shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements. But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But Coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
Free Comic Book Day. Hey, I'm Ben Kay, owner of Gotham City Limit, your local comic shop, inviting you to the Community Party of the Year, Saturday, May 3rd. Free comics, free food, huge discounts, and more. Let's take Free Comic Book Day to the limit, Gotham City Limit.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Open early and open late. Dailies is always there, making things easy for you to cruise in and cruise out. So hit Dailies Cold Case the next time you're craving a cold one. Bud Light by the case, plus plenty of singles to choose from. Corona to the king of beers to Stella or a Natty. They're all cold at Dailies.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL local sports update brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. The Jacksonville Icemen's 2025 Kelly Cup playoff run concluded last night with a 4-3 overtime loss to the Florida Everblades in Game 4 of the South Division semifinals. Jags' new GM James Gladstone certainly made a statement last night when he traded up to grab arguably the best player in the draft, Travis Hunter. Gladstone, who came from the Rams, brought along the reputation of getting or trading whatever they needed to win now. Now with the Jags, Gladstone states this trend will continue.
Certainly a statement, how we plan to move, how we plan to operate. We did a lot of talking up to this point. Wanted to make sure that we showed through action exactly what those words mean. And I think that this is certainly a reflection of a lot of the catchphrases that may have been presumed as much, but this is a real visual representation of what all of that means.
Sound courtesy of Jaguars.com. It's 81 degrees at 11 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Everything you need to know about the Jags. Jaguars today on 1010XL.
Dylan, you got some neighborhood recommendations, some areas where Travis Hunter might need to look for real estate?
All the fishing spots on the west side, man. Holla at your boy.
Again, hook him up. Somebody said on the text line, lake fishing ain't where it's at, man. Let me take him out offshore, and he won't need a workout after that. Hey, whatever, man. He's got...
No way.
I don't care if there's a little... he probably would have reacted seemingly the same way if he'd been picked by Cleveland, right? Because he seems like that kind of guy, right?
Sure.
Super optimistic, enthusiastic, bursting with energy. But, man, just, again, you go back, all the people trying to make, C.J. Henderson, you can't read anything into that. You can't read anything into his reaction.
Right.
Dude got
Body
picked in the top 10, and there was no positivity. And here's Travis Hunter. I didn't see this again because my back was turned to my television, my setup. Yeah. I'm on the air. Hickens said they showed him when he walked down the hall and he slapped the Jaguar logo. My team.
Yeah.
I love that, man. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And, and Dylan talking about, for the culture, for the young kids out there that are watching, they're paying attention to it. Look, when you go to Travis Hunter's draft area and there's Lil Wayne, right? Like just sitting there with him, and then Lil Wayne's giving the Duval too. Like, it's like, what world am I in right now that this is all happening for Jacksonville?
I mean, he does have a reach. And again, the most important thing is he performs well on the field. Obviously, right? But it's not a problem to have all the extra
star power and positivity,
great.
Star power is great, man, especially for your team and for the organization and your fans. I mean, to see those kind of people like, all right, man, we're like little Hollywood.
Yeah.
We got people that want to come see us and see us play and see our guys play. So
it's interesting
because they win.
Do you see Ashton Genty was asked about Green Bay, Wisconsin? He was like, not a whole lot to do here, right? like, could you just imagine if he got to Jacksonville and he's like looking around? Like, I know he was born here and all that, but,
Well, I was thinking Travis was dancing because he's like, man, I don't got to go to Cleveland. I get to go to Florida.
A lot of people, are pointing that out as well, like saying that he feels, or these people, or Hunter forced that trade. Didn't want Cleveland. This is on the text line. And look, who knows what was communicated to some of these guys?
I had a feeling they were going to pick me because I told Cleveland not to.
Look, it was out there that Jacksonville was making calls to Cleveland. It wasn't that was not unknown.
Yep.
I'll be honest. I didn't think Gladstone and company were going to give up the draft capital it took to make that move. I didn't think it would happen. Now that it did, I see you can be on board or not on board, but it doesn't matter because the train has left the station.
Right.
And if you're not on board, the train is going to leave you behind. Now, it may wreck a mile around the corner.
Right.
But the only chance you got to get to your destination in the next few years is to get on that damn train.
Yep.
And that's where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Let's go to Chris and Yulee, Tommy. Next up here on Jaguars Today. Chris, what's your reaction to what the Jags did?
My personal opinion is I'm excited. I think he's going to change the game, but I do have some analytic thought. First thing, I believe he's going to have more impact on defense than offense, so he should moonlight as a receiver. Just because if he's got shutdown corner ability, on top of the fact of first-round receiver hands, he's going to cover a third of the field. And that pass coverage helps the pass defense more than route running helps pass protection. But you do have a great insurance policy in case something happens to Brian Thomas Jr. But my fear is that they have handicapped themselves tonight. They have to trade up, I think, to get a plug-and-play offensive lineman because the guys they brought in, they're basically journeymen. And the only route that Trevor would have time to hit Travis Hunter on would be like a wide receiver screen out of shotgun. So he could do some Madden stuff there. But I'm really excited overall. And just moving forward, and this last point I'll lead you on. This could bring debate up of time management because I don't think he can do 50-50 both sides of the ball. And he can't play all the snaps. He'll probably half of them and then 50-50 of that. But I think he bring time management, load management into it in a positive way, and I don't think he'll be the last one. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll find. I mean, I do get the sense that
they've thought about that process.
He's going to be an offensive weapon.
Yeah.
As that's what they need more on this football team.
Yeah.
You
It was
know?
interesting. I was saying off air, like Warren Sapp, Hicken played it, and he was like, man, you can shut the third of the field down
I get
the corner and then sprinkle them in. I was like, that's interesting. And who knows how they're going to end up using them, but they're going to use them.
Now,
It's just
granted,
fantastic.
a defensive back doesn't have to have the ball in his hands to make an impact, but you can put the ball in his hands on offense 90 times, run him on 10 reverses, screen pat, whatever. That's 90
Shallow
opportunities
cross,
to make
baby.
a
Here we go.
huge play.
Yep.
He's going to get his hands on the football maybe 10 times, break up 5, maybe intercept 5. I mean, that's impactful. Don't get me wrong, because there's going to be plenty of times the quarterback doesn't look at his guy if he's got him locked down. I understand all that, but I do think for this team, and if your top priority is and should be Trevor Lawrence's development, you just got him the Bolitnikoff Award winner.
Well, and you have to like where's he most needed, right? Because the one thing is when you play that much, there's more risk for just injuries, not getting hit or anything. Just things
Just
breaking
running
down,
around.
hamstring, calf, whatever. You just never know. You know what I mean? You don't want to wear the kid out like
but
that.
at the same time, Tom, if they're going to be bold, right? Like if anybody can do it, he's done it for the last several years.
Return
at Colorado.
punt send, baby. Let's go. Deion Sanders,
maybe,
0.2.
maybe. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like I don't think they're going to draft him and then go, well, now we got to be careful. Like you're
Not
going to make that
careful.
move.
Yeah.
You got to be
Not
reasonable.
Well, and I think that's where when we had D-Rock on a few minutes ago and he mentioned corner still being in play, I never thought corner was all that much in play for it. They have to go get a starter. I haven't been in that camp for a while now, right? Especially since Jari and somebody said last week. I haven't been in they have to get a starting corner. But I think corner is still in play for the team if there's a player at the position where the value meets where you're at in the draft.
Sure.
I think it still makes sense. And part of that is, well, now you're going to be relying on Travis Hunter to play both sides. So if he goes down for any length of time, now you've lost a wide receiver and a corner. So you still have to – that thought's in your mind, right, while you're going through the rest of this draft. And it's not we have to get a corner in case he gets hurt. It's, it was kind of a need for us anyway. So we're not ignoring that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel differently. I just feel like if the opportunity presents itself and the value's there later in the draft,
I don't think the picture for it has changed at all. For me, from yesterday to today, I don't think it's changed at all. But that's because I was willing to wait till the 6th round to draft a corner yesterday.
Well,
that's how I viewed the position.
But like now, all right, so you're willing to wait to the 6th rounder. They got a guy who's at least going to make some impact as a corner.
So if there's a guy in the 6th round that they like, that's what I wanted him to do anyway.
Yeah, 6th round, whatever. You get to that point in the draft.
That's the way I feel about
I just think
it's
this
a whatever
is
thing.
so far down the priority list now. Like, had they drafted Ashton Genty and stayed at 36 and took Trey Amos tonight, I would have understood it, at least. I might not have thought it was the best use of capital depending on the other holes they've got, but regardless. All right, we got plenty of time to dissect that. Let's get some more reaction from the folks checking in, including Taylor in Arlington. Let's see if I can get this cursor over there. There we go. Taylor, good morning. What's your reaction to what the Jags did last night?
Morning, fellas. I would say my reaction is indifferent. I'm personally not a big fan of it. I don't think that Travis Hunter is worth giving up what we did to get him right away. I mean, you have guys in the league who are Pro Bowl players that get traded for less than what we did to get him. I think if he were to enter the draft as a pure receiver or pure current corner, I think he's maybe late first round, maybe. Sure, he's athletic. Everybody in the NFL is the most athletic people. So I just feel like it's a big risk for short-term gain. Like, he's a small guy. Like, you try to compare him to DJ Moore, who's 6'1". He's 200 pounds. You know, Jalen Ramsey was a unanimous top 5 corner, and Jalen would lay the wood on guys. You don't see Travis Hunter playing football like that. I just don't think it's a good pick. I would have rather had Genty or gone after somebody on the defensive line. You think Tony Vaselli, if anybody would know, you win a game at the line of scrimmage. But that's it. Just, not a fan of the pick. So
all right, hey, that's fine. You can argue you win a game by outscoring the opponent. That's how you win the game.
You can.
And I'll say Travis Hunter is not that same kind of corner. Deion Sanders never tackled anybody. Nobody's going to argue he's not the greatest corner in this modern generation, right?
Yep.
I mean, if you can lock guys down, and the one area, look, you're entitled to your opinion. You would be on an island so far out there. Every draft pundit that I've heard, nobody was ranked higher at either position than him.
Right.
As a wide receiver, number 1. As a corner, number 1. And you look at only 2 corners went, it's very easy to believe that Travis Hunter would have been the first corner off the board if he had declared, I'm only playing cornerback in the National
It wouldn't have been
Football
late
League.
in the first round.
No.
When he came off. Like, it might have been more in, like, the
Would have
10
been
to
2
12
overall,
range.
maybe, yeah.
Right. Like, it may have been more that if he had been one or the other, but he's not.
I don't know anybody who had Ted McMillan ranked ahead. And now you can probably find somebody who did. I'm just talking about the overwhelming consensus was if Hunter was just a wide receiver, he'd be the best guy in the draft.
And plus, when you hear them talk about him as an athlete, like he's better than like even Sapp would say. It's like I've seen all these great ones. Like he's better, right? He's like a better athlete. It's like it'll blow your mind how good this kid athletically is.
Exactly. We know that the NFL is full of athletes, right? But somebody's got to be the best athlete among them. I mean, Louis Riddick thinks we played the clip. He thinks he's one of the 2 or 3 best athletes in America, period, at anything, what he's doing right now, which is high praise. And the way he put it, not hyperbole, it's fact. That's his opinion. And look, you're entitled to yours, and we appreciate you sharing that with us.
At the end of the day, the game's got to transition to the NFL.
No doubt.
That's it.
No doubt. Thank you for the call there, Taylor. Let's go to the north side. Joshua checking in next on Jaguars Today. Joshua, what's your reaction to what went down?
Hey, how you doing, guys? What's going on? So my reaction, it's very positive. I love the move. As a fan of the team, I think the Jaguars is based off of a defensive face, a defensive prowess. I think that's what got us where we were in 2017 with Jalen Ramsey. Not comparing Travis Hunter to Jalen Ramsey, because I think in order for Travis Hunter to be prominent or to prosper in the NFL at all, I think he has to focus on one position. Not knocking his abilities or his knowledge to the game or to the talent of his, body, anything like that. I just think the game in the NFL is a little bit more physical. It requires more. You got guys that 6'5", 6'6", on both sides of the field, 300 pounds, 200 pounds. It doesn't matter. These are grown men. This isn't college. It's the next level. So I think in order for him to, hone in on that ability, I think he should just stick the corner. That's just my personal opinion, but it's all opinion-based. Wide receiver, I think he's just not as big as we would want him to be. We already have Brian Thomas, which is great, so he would be more of like a Christian Kirk type of, slot or something like that, which is good. But I think if I had to choose, I would just love him at cornerback, just to stick there, give us that Ramsey presence again, not totality-wise, because he is more physical. Jalen Ramsey, I'm speaking on. He's a bit more physical. You can put him out there, he'll shut down the field. I think Travis Hunter can do the same thing. But like I said, I just think he isn't as big and as physical as Ramsey was, but I think he'll still provide that same presence on the defensive side.
All right, appreciate it, Joshua. It's reasonable. Look, they're all opinions, right? I don't know. I could be absolutely wrong. I'm wrong all the time on all kinds of things. Doesn't mean I don't have my opinion. I'll just say this. He's not expected to be Mike Evans. He's not expected to make those tough, heavy traffic, getting blown up catches. How big's Tyreek Hill? And I know he's a little thicker, but I'm not saying he's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's proven a lot at the NFL level. But he is the kind of receiver that you're like, this guy's not going to get squared up and drilled that often, Tom.
Right.
I mean, Tyreek Hill doesn't get blown up that much because he's too elusive. He's too fast. And he's a smaller guy. And again, I'm not giving him Tyreek Hill status. I'm just comparing size-wise.
But if you bring that to the offense, come on, why wouldn't you want that? I mean, even a glimpse of Tyreek Hill would be nice.
Again, Tyreek, by the way, 5'10", 191 is what he's listed at.
What is
I'm about to get that for you.
What is he?
By the way,
175 maybe? 170? He does look little, but so what? If you can't catch him, who cares how big he is?
Let's see. What do we got, Tony, for Travis Hunter size? So like the college version of Pro Football Reference doesn't
5'11", 175.
6'1", or 6 foot, close to 6'1", 188.
Wow, is he 190?
Okay, so
that's big enough.
So call him 6 foot and a half, 190.
Yeah, plenty big.
I bet you find a bunch of receivers with those dimensions in the National Football League. But anyway, Joshua, we appreciate it. Look, we're not trying to say your opinion's invalid.
Listen,
you'd rather have him as a full-time corner.
I'm very excited about the pick, but I'm also like, I got to see it to really be like, all right, this guy's going to take us to the next level.
We got a break, but look, man, everyone says it can't be done until it's done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to be the first to do something in a long, long time. Shohei Ohtani can't play both ways in majors, and I get it. He's not getting hit, right? But the Browns compared him to Shohei, and who's to say? And look, the Jags are going to give him the opportunity. And that's the thing. You don't make this move, I don't think, and pay all that just to get him as a corner.
Shohei's only an offensive MVP and a Cy Young candidate every year where he's doing both.
Right, and I get it. Different sports and all that, but if
he can do it, there's special guys that every now and then that pop up. And Shohei kind of opens the door for that kind of thing, I think, in other sports to some degree. Is Hunter a good enough player to do that kind of thing? I don't know, but Jacksonville's going to be the place where we find out.
That's right.
Can't take 25-footers regularly in the NBA. It's a bad shot until Steph Curry starts knocking out 32-footers on the regular. Right? I mean, seriously, right?
So
some guys blow the paradigm
That's right, they do.
I don't know if he'll be that, but that's what they're betting
That's
on.
what they're thinking
They
he's
are
gonna
and
be,
they're betting on, and they're going to give him the opportunity to do it. When your GM says he can alter the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty lofty. All right, we got to take a time out. If you're on the line, promise, we'll get back to you on the other side. 641-1010. Your reaction to Travis Hunter and the deal the Jags made to go up and get him on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. The race is on.
3 wide and 2.
This Sunday at Talladega.
Talladega Super Speedway.
Can you believe this?
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower. 1010XL. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by San Jose Collision.
The Gators' hot streak of baseball continued on Tuesday evening with yet another run rule victory as they held off the Georgia Southern Eagles 12-1. With this victory, the Gators have now won 8 of their last 9 games and remain perfect at home in midweek matchups this season. This weekend, the Arkansas Razorbacks will come to town as the Gators look to win their 4th SEC series in a row.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Yo, it's your main man E.T. here, and it's time to make those summer break plans. Clay County is calling. From paddleboarding on Doctor's Lake to reeling in the big one on Black Creek or cruising the St. Johns River. There's no better place to dive into warm weather fun. Enjoy live music, local festivals, food trucks, and fireworks lighting up the night. Discover scenic parks, hidden trails, and must-visit local gyms. Your summer adventures start here. Visit exploreclay.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
When it comes to your utility bill, JEA wants to help you use less so you can save more. We offer a variety of free programs, like efficiency and irrigation assessments that'll teach you ways to conserve energy and water around your home. Our alerts will let you know when your utility usage has reached a set amount, and our rebates can help you save when upgrading to more efficient appliances and equipment. Find even more ways to save at JEA.com.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Put the ball in the net with 60 Minutes of Soccer Talk, the coaches show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit cssoutdoor.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
It's heating up at Ride Now Jacksonville. Get water adventure ready with the 2024 Yamaha AR195 boat. With its supercharged engine, innovative design, and water sports features, the Yamaha AR195 is ready for anything you throw at it. Originally $46,000, now just $36,000. Oversized in-floor storage for wakeboards and extra gear, deck and hull design to maximize the space, comfort, and versatility like no other 19-foot boat. Ride Now Jacksonville on Blanding Boulevard. We'll meet or beat any price on all 2024 and prior models.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars today on 1010XL.
All right, let's get a few more in here. Plenty of time. Next week, obviously, we'll rack to the full boat of picks that they had. We'll encourage your calls on Monday and Tuesday as well, just to get back into it. But today, wanted to get a lot of the pulse of Jaguar fandom reaction.
Yep.
There's some hesitancy, but overwhelmingly more excitement than anything, I think, so far.
For sure.
Go to Karen in Fruit Cove next
All right,
up
Fruit Cove.
on 1010XL. Karen, what is your reaction to what went down last night?
I love it, and I have a question. What do you think the odds are that we will get a primetime game because of this pick?
Yeah.
Good.
Kidding. Yeah, big.
Honestly. Or put it this way, they might have gotten one anyway. Now I think, the idea, Trevor Lawrence or Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr., I mean, how about a game against Tennessee, the first 2 picks in the draft?
Yeah.
Cam Ward versus Travis Hunter. Maybe one of those, and not just a random Thursday nighter. I think, yes, Karen. I think I can't guarantee it.
Right.
But
Normally got to win for those, but they got enough firepower that maybe they want to show them.
As you don't know if they're going to win. As we look at the 2025 schedule, we don't know if they're going to win, right? So you're trying to get exciting, attractive matchups that are going to put eyes on television sets.
Yep.
Travis Hunter does make this
for sure. People want to see
more
him.
interesting, for sure. Thank you, Karen. Let's get Craig in Nassau County. Craig, how do you feel about what the Jags pulled off?
I loved it. Originally, when it first happened, I kind of had some doubts. I was thinking maybe, that this team needs a lot of bodies, man. We need a lot of good players. But now that I've had time to think about it, I mean, how amazing would it be if Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter turn out to be the next Jimmy and Keenan? I mean, that was the most enjoyable time ever to watch the Jaguars. And we need star power, man. We need players that can absolutely make a difference. So I love it. I do think we need a lot more good players, but I think it's going to be really exciting. And I'll say this. If they do turn out to be the next Jimmy and Keenan, then there's no more excuses for Trevor. He needs to
Amen.
this game.
Yeah.
Amen, man. I mean, look, they're not, he's probably got a few years based on the contract locked in, but you've got an offensive-minded coach who wants to build it around him, and their first move as an organization is to go up and get the playmaker of the draft, in their opinion.
Brian Thomas Jr. or Travis Hunter? Which one's Keenan? Because Keenan made all the tough over-the-middle catches.
I don't think either one.
I get what you're saying.
Two Jimmy-ish
I get
guys.
it. Yeah, 2 Jimmies. We got 2 Jimmies. That's great. We'll take it.
Too bad, right?
We'll take it.
Hey,
yeah.
De'Ami Brown, you're going to be going over the middle a lot more than you thought, buddy. Let's get Hayden down in South Florida. Hayden, what's on your mind? How do you feel about what the Jags did?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good.
All right.
I was at Lemon Bar last night in my Travis Hunter jersey. Now I'm in Miami on my way down to the Keys for my buddy's bachelor party. Still in my Travis Hunter jersey. I've wanted this dude since before the season even started. I'm so excited. And I get where everybody's coming from about, don't get too excited. I get all that. But at the same time, here's my point. If this dude is half of what we think he is, then it's worth making that move, right? I mean, to me, it's like, okay, if you get the great receiver, if you get the great DB, and makes a couple Pro Bowls, it's absolutely worth giving up what you give up. Because a lot of times you could stick there and pick, and the guy wouldn't even be any good. So for me, bring a little bit of excitement, bring some energy, bring that tough-nosed, kind of mentality back to the team that we've been missing the last couple of years. I'm just fired up, man. I'm really fired up.
Hayden, wash that jersey at some point, or not, for that matter, whatever you're doing, man. But enjoy your time down in Miami, and, happy you got your wish. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I just want him to win. So if he helps them to win games,
right. If
great.
they had taken Mason Graham and it was like, all right, but if they won, I want – it's not about – to me, it's never been about what I want other than I want them to win, like you said.
Right.
So if they do it a different way than I would have, good.
Yeah, right. Who cares?
As long as the end
Just
result
win.
is that they win.
Just win.
All right, let's take a quick look around the rest of the NFL.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
The NFL schedule will be released on May 14th.
There you go. We don't care what's happening around the rest of the NFL. That is a great update, Tony Smith.
Mic drop.
Is it May 14th? Was that the?
Yeah, May 14th.
Okay, so middle of next month, and then we'll find out about those primetime games. So
yeah.
We'll see. All right, we'll come back. We'll look at today's Chad and Sandy real estate question today. Who's the one guy you most want to see the Jags land tonight in whether it's a trade up into the second or with one of their current 2 third-round selections? We'll get into that and some final thoughts on the other side. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. No, 1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
I want to be good. Good.
Mornings.
Very good.
You've got to be joking. On 1010XL.
When you think of America, you think baseball, cookouts, military, and pride for our country. At Garber Auto Mall, we're proud to carry every American-made truck at one location. Ford, Chevy, GMC, Ram, and Jeep. With the largest inventory selection in North Florida, you can shop with one salesperson. Garber Auto Mall is proud to support our country, our military, and our community. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. Garber Auto Mall. Proud to be American.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway for all your outdoor living needs. Let them show you how a durable paver driveway can enhance your home. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
DUI? DUI? Don't stress. Call me Malcolm Anthony at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Okay, sports fans, Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I and Beaches Dermatology are reminding you all to wear your sunscreen. Spring is here, and that means more time outside. Grabbing the clubs for your tea time? Bring the screen. Heading out on the boat? Bring the screen. Headed to the beach? Definitely bring the sunscreen. All in all, make sure sunscreen is included in your outdoor activities. If you have any concerns now, give Beaches Dermatology a call. I've been seeing them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Call today online at beachesdermatology.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at the newly renovated 5-Star Ballpark. Join us tonight for fireworks and tomorrow at 6:35 for more fireworks and Dino Night. The first 2,000 fans through the main gate get a Triassic Ballpark t-shirt. All presented by 5-Star Credit Union. Catch on the field and free face painting before the game on Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day at 3:05. Tickets start at just $5.
Sometimes you agree with him, sometimes you don't.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, he destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Do you know someone looking for a fun and rewarding summer job? Join the YMCA team, gain valuable experience, and make a difference in kids' lives. Turn your passion for this community into a fulfilling career at the First Coast YMCA. Now hiring camp counselors, lifeguards, child care leaders, and membership experience team. Every single person on the dedicated YMCA staff plays a role in making the Y a welcoming and vital resource for our community. Find your career at the Y at fcymca.org.
Equal opportunity employer.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 87.
Cool down, no time soon. Why not? All right, we're all going to be wearing hot pink by Monday, which is fantastic. You know, I'm going to have some new walk-up music for myself. I'm going to maybe see if I can catch a fish for the first time in my life, Tommy.
There you go. Never caught a fish.
Never caught it. I've only gone fishing like twice when I was very young.
Right.
Never caught a fish. So probably didn't have the right bait, whatever the case. It's just never been my thing.
Right.
But it's Travis Hunter's thing, so.
Not even like bluegill or perch?
Nothing.
Where you just throw a piece of bread in there and eat it?
No.
On a hook?
No fish.
Worm hook?
No fish.
Catfish?
No fish. None. Zero have been caught by me.
Bluegills, you just drop it in and pull them up.
All right.
You know?
I spend my time hitting buckets of golf balls.
There
all right.
you go.
Dylan Denmark, why don't you fire up today's 10-10 take?
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company. Veteran owned and operated.
Tony Smith, Wonder Twin Powers activate. All right, the question of the day, name the one player you most want the Jags to draft during day 2, rounds 2 and 3. Somebody said, they don't have a second rounder because they overpaid. They still might, right? Yeah. That's the point. They moved up. Maybe they'll move up, but we know they have 70 and 88 at the moment. So Tony and I share a brain cell on this one. This guy wouldn't have been the top. If they had still had 36, they could address defensive tackle there if they wanted to. But Alfred Collins has been a guy, Tony, we both liked at pick 70 for a while if they didn't get like a Kenneth Grant. Well, Kenneth Grant went way higher than a lot of people thought. Regardless, I mean, I think this is, you talk about winners, Mason Smith, Eric Armstead, at least temporarily. They don't have a 3-technique tackle coming in to push for their playing time. Alfred Collins, nose tackle, Tony, at 70. If they don't move, that's the one guy. I still love Jared Wilson on this team, but I feel like getting that run stuffer is a priority.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think the Jared Wilson could still come into play. If he is there at the bottom of the second round.
Won't hate it.
Right, like if he does survive that long, they do have a bunch of picks. They still got 9 picks.
Won't hate Tate Ratledge?
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say throw him in.
Is that your guy,
They do have the picks to have the flexibility.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
Who's your guy, then?
I don't know if I've won, but I'm going to go a little biased. If it's in the third round, I wouldn't take him in the second. But Ozzie Trapillo out of BC.
Is
a beast. He's a beast, though. He's not going to be a left tackle, and he may not be a right tackle, but I think he could play guard. I'm granted he's 6'8". He's 6'8", and he's a beast. Scadaboo's interesting if you take him, in the third round, and what do you do with him? And then the kid from Tennessee we talked about. You like the kid from Texas, the other defense, Norman Lott.
Omar Norman Lott. Yeah, right. You got Deion Walker from Kentucky. There are others out there, but to me, Collins represents what I feel is my favorite of that group.
Yeah.
And so that would be the top of my list. Many people mentioned him today. Let's see, Dr. Cliffy, big guy, but third round a ways away, so he didn't know which guy. Tate Ratledge for Scott, Alfred Collins for Cristiano, Deion Walker, and Jared Wilson for Ed. There can only be one. Let's see. Scadaboo, Harold Fannin, the Bowling Green tight end, Lathan Ransom, the Ohio State safety, was just missed my top 5. I wouldn't mind Lathan Ransom at all.
Doesn't Notre Dame have a safety? Watts?
Xavier Watts,
third rounder type?
Second round. I always saw him like top 45.
You need a safety.
Kind of thing. Well, we'll see. A lot of Scattaboo. People would like that. Kevin Winston Jr., Savion Jones, the edge rusher at LSU in round 3. For Cobalt Blue, R.J. Harvey, Kevin Winston, the Penn State safety, Mason Taylor to be your version of what Ty Warren would have been had you gone that way. Give me best OT and DT available. Trade up if necessary. All right, give me one guy. Travian Henderson, said Race King. That's interesting. Big, tough dudes, one on O-line, one on D-line, said Cole. All right, give me an 8.
That too.
Let's see. Josiah Stewart, the edge rusher out of Michigan. Swessinger, the linebacker
UCLA.
out of UCLA. That's right. Anthony Belton. That's a guy maybe in round 4 with one of those early round 4 picks as a developmental tackle.
Is that who's the South Carolina D tackle that's pretty good, that's had a bunch of sacks? His name popped up in the second, third round.
Escaping me.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, though? He's actually had like 7.5, 2 years from the D tackle position for South Carolina.
Several Kyle Kennards here. The edge rusher, speaking of South Carolina. Will Johnson, still hanging out there.
Yeah.
I could see you're not going to make a move for a corner at this point, though, right? I mean, you just
with a knee.
You spent all that to go up and get a guy who can play corner. You had a decent corner depth chart.
Sanders.
Yeah, that guy.
Thank you. Andrew Makuba, several people mentioning as well. Who else is on here? Jack Sawyer, another one, the Ohio State edge. Defensive tackle Darius Alexander, DJ D. Real. I gave the praying hand, said he really wants that one. A lot of Ratledge, a lot of Scattaboo. Those hit most of the highlights there.
You should get some good football players in 2 through 4. You know what I mean? They should be really productive ball players that can play the game.
Look, do it this way. Jags drafted wide receiver Travis Hunter, number 2 overall. Jags drafted cornerback Travis Hunter, number 36 overall. All right. There you go. There are your 2 first-round picks, and on to the 3rd round, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got time for a couple more reactions here on this side. Let's get Gator Gary. Gary, what's your reaction to what the Jags did last night?
Hello, fellas. Of course, we got the unicorn of the NFL. I wouldn't throw him back. But the problem is that we were supposed to get help to make Trevor better, to raise Trevor play. The person in that draft that was going to raise Trevor play was Ashton Jeanty. The fact is that we got the unicorn, but the unicorn is not going to stop Trevor from making mistakes when he passed the ball. The only way you do that is the limited time that he had to throw the ball downhill, and Ashton Jeanty give us that transformative player like Fred Taylor did for Brunell. We get a back that is explosive, can take it to the house. And a receiver and a DB unicorn do not let Trevor play. Because Trevor make mistakes. The only way you do that is the running back and the offensive line. And Scattaboo is not going to do that because you're not going to get a ball to Scattaboo 30 times a game because Scattaboo's not going to take it to the house.
All right. Thank you, Gary. If you don't think Travis Hunter's going to help Trevor Lawrence, I don't know what to tell you.
Quick slant to the house.
Now,
I don't know.
You can argue that you think running game offensive line would have helped him more.
Yeah.
To say that the best receiver in the draft is not going to help Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
How does Ashton Jeanty make Trevor Lawrence make fewer mistakes?
Right.
I mean, he's still got to throw the football.
Right.
And if you are doubtful of his ability in that area, that's your prerogative. But, I mean, Travis Hunter, it's going to be a lot of quick hitters to him and let him use his athletic ability to him and BTJ.
I have they'll be all right at running back with whatever running back they wind up drafting in ETN. They'll be okay at that position. It's not going to be Jeanty, but that's okay. There's only one Hunter and there's only one Jeanty in the draft.
Right.
Like, everyone can't have them. One team gets each of these guys. We'll see how they use them.
Right, and look, we'll find out, Gary. We appreciate the call and the response. We got time for at least one more. Jeff, you're next up on Jaguars Today. What's your reaction to what they did last night?
I was happy. I thought originally we were going to go Jeanty, but I'm happy with this trade. The only thing I would like to see Jacksonville do to round it out is two more players. That is Tate Ratledge, because we need a mauler on offensive line, even if he comes in as a depth player and works his way up in a couple of years. somebody who can get physical at the line, that would be refreshing. And in the 4th or 5th round, I'd like us to get Darian Porter. He's a cornerback out of Iowa State. He plays very much similar to Tariq Woolen, but he actually gets aggressive with the run game. And he's a phenomenal special teams player who can help us immediately. And then if something happens where Tyson Campbell gets hit with the injury bug again, he can come in and plug and play, and we can move Jarian to safety when Hunter's on the field and mix and match the secondary, and that's going to help our defense drastically.
All right. Jeff, just got a plan, Tommy. What'd you make of any of that?
Yeah, it sounded great. It sounded great. I don't know. Listen, we're going to find out what the plan is. I like to pick, but now I want to see how they back it up. And then we take the collective picks, and we're like, okay, I can see how you filled some needs. You got the best player available. You got the best player in the draft. Go from there.
Right on. For the people who keep reminding me, they only have 3rd-round picks. They don't have 2nd.
We know
they only had the 5th pick last night until they didn't have the 5th pick last night. We're just leaving up the possibility. If we just say, who do you want them to take in the 3rd? What if they trade both of those picks and go into the 2nd? Right. I mean, we don't know. So who do you want them to get tonight? Whether that's a trade up, sit pat, whatever the case may be. All right. We're not going to trade out anyone on helmets and heels. And right now they are out at the Eagle Harbor Tennis Center, if I'm not tennis club, and we've got Taylor Dahl on the other side.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Taylor Dahl, good morning. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. How are you guys?
We're okay. I mean, not as good
we got a new
as Travis Hunter, but,
Seriously.
Not as good
we
as
got to all do that little dance today.
Yeah, oh, man. Are you kidding me? I already know that dance. You think I don't know that dance? Stop it. So before we get your thoughts quickly here, what's going on out at Eagle Harbor Tennis Club today?
Yeah, we're out here it's the 14th year of the Tennis for Cancer tournament. In the previous 13 years, the tournament's raised about $495,000, which all this money gets donated to American Cancer Society. So obviously a lot of that hits close to home for a lot of us, unfortunately, but a really good cause, a lot going on out here. There's a ton of different raffles going on. There's registration, the tennis registration, obviously tennis on each side of us going on. There's a ton of stuff that you can purchase that all this money will go to the American Cancer Society.
All right. Good stuff, right? We don't want to spoil your 2-hour show here, but give us like the 30-second capsule version of your reaction to the Jags move last night.
Yeah, I'm pumped, and I tweeted it right away saying I love the aggressiveness. I've been so worn out of the last drafts of all these trade back, get all these 12, 13 picks, and then maybe 2 of them end up working out. Go get a really good football player to add to this roster, and we'll go more into that. But I just do think it's time to be a little more aggressive, and that's what James Gladstone and company had done with the Rams, and it had worked. And now bring that here to Jacksonville and actually build a roster that everybody wants to watch every single Sunday.
No doubt. All right. Well, have a great show out there. I'm sure plenty of reaction and looking ahead to what the Jags might do tonight and tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you so much, Taylor Dahl and the Helmets and Heels crew out at the Eagle Harbor Tennis Club today. Just to look, I threw a poll out there last night. I said, do you feel the price was worth it to move up? Gave the details, whatever. Initially, if I had voted in my own poll last night, I think I would have voted not sure, right? Because I am that guy. It's sticker shock of first-round pick next year. And like Tony, the more and some of it was just the attitude of James Gladstone of saying, man, don't be scared.
Yeah.
We're bold. We're going to do this. This is where we're headed. Yeah. I liked it. I think they have a vision. But out of over 1,300 votes so far, and it's still up on my Twitter feed, 66% say yes, it was worth it. 14% say no, it was not. And 20% are not sure about it. So, hey, that's fine. However you feel. It doesn't matter how any of us feel. Yeah. Right? It's fun to be excited, but I take it's jerseys, enthusiasm.
Out.
Yeah. Right. What they do on the field, we're still going to we can be excited today and be harsh on them.
I'll react to whatever happens when they actually get on the field. I do think the energy in the building is so important. And it is so different than it was a year ago where, look, we wound up getting excited about BTJ. They didn't even know what to do with him for 2/3 of the year.
That's right.
Mason Smith, they couldn't even get bought into working away from the building to get ready to be on the field. Jarian Jones is asking for more. He's playing well and asking for more, and they just go, That's the energy they had in the building last year. The energy in the building this year is, we want this guy. We're going to get this guy, and he's going to revolutionize the sport, right? Like, that's the way they're talking about. The energy is so completely different. I couldn't be more on board.
Yeah. Tommy, anything to add?
No, I mean, listen, I like the pick. I think it's a great pick. As far as, how it works, I'm on the unsure side. Like, I don't know what that first-round pick is going to look like next year. I have no idea. You know what I mean? Like, that you're giving up for it.
Sure.
Who do they get at 36? I'm going to be looking at that and being like, man, hopefully it's not a pick that I would have liked to have. But at the end of the day, you got the best player.
ET, get over here real quick, man. You can't just pop in the studio with a big smile on your face like that, not at least sit down for a second, look at all yoked like you are. What's going on? Turn on this mic, if you would, Dylan Denmark. What are you all smiling about, huh?
We got Travis Hunter!
By the way, killed it with BTJ.
Oh, appreciate it,
the pool, your coverage, man. You're outstanding. You're the man. We love you, brother.
I went for a dip.
You went for it. That's the key. All right, you went for it like the Jags.
Yeah.
All right, what are you doing? Who you doing?
I'm doing heels and prime time.
Heels and prime time today. All right, ET's got a plan. All right, that'll do it for us.
Yeah, man.
Dylan, MVP of the week. Great job. Second only to Mike DiRocco. All right, who is the unicorn who appeared for the last 3 consecutive days, including today. That'll do it. Good luck to the Jags tonight.
Yeah, man.
And tomorrow.
Let's
and then
go.
Monday and Tuesday and on it. It doesn't end on Saturday.
Just beginning.
Just beginning, Tommy.
Yeah,
so good luck to James Gladstone and Liam Cohen, Tony Baselli. Welcome to Jacksonville, Travis Hunter. And a preemptive welcome to all the rest of the soon-to-be Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's right.
All right,
They're
for Tony Smith, Tom McManus, Dylan Denmark, E.T., yeah, baby, and myself, Mike Dempsey, will be back talking about the entire draft on Monday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
With that,